So I want to have a quick little talk, and this isn't comedy, this is serious. You'll always know when I'm serious because there's no joking stuff about it. But anyway, let's get back to it. The two things I want to discuss tonight are ADHD and autism. I'm shocked at the amount of people that are diagnosed as being one or the other as small children and put on things like Ritalin. Um, it causes lifelong dependence on what's essentially speed, because once they get the child, it has a paradoxical effect in that it calms them down and makes them focus. Whereas with adults, it makes people really hyper and everything. So it's definitely a speed. And for those that need it, I'm no, you take what you need. But there are just too many kids being stuck on these drugs because they might be a little over exuberant. They might have a hard time sitting still. But that is because they are children. It's not because there's anything wrong with them necessarily. Have them tested, but for God's sakes, don't just automatically assume because you have a kid that likes to run around a lot, and talk a lot, and have trouble focusing. Don't don't just assume that it's ADHD. And autism is another thing. Autism is a huge spectrum. And there are people that go from one end of the spectrum to the other all over the world. It's not something that's just in America or just in England. Autism is all over the world. But one thing that I want to say about it is the fact that it is not a mental illness. We don't know exactly, well, they do. They do. I just haven't read up on it, and I'm sorry for that. But for the most part, most people have no idea where autism comes from or what manifests, or what, they if they don't have any contact with somebody who has autism on the spectrum, then they generally listen to the hype about the kinds of behaviors and how dangerous and this and that and the other thing. But the thing is autism cannot be tarred with the same brush. But there again, just because somebody has social issues or somebody's kind of goes off into space sometimes, that's not autism. Autism is something very clear, something that can be diagnosed, and something that can be typed. As human beings, we like to put things in boxes. So they've been very careful to put things, in sort of like very loosely defined boxes, but boxes nonetheless. We pigeonhole everything. Humans are pigeonholers, Just look at a neat person's desk. Holy crap. Anyway, I'm not a neat person. I like everything to be right at hand. Anyway, I digress. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to suggest that if anyone has any questions about autism or ADHD,